Groundwater is the water present beneath Earth's surface in rock and soil pore spaces, and in the fractures between the rocks. Surprisingly, 30% of all readily available fresh water in the world is groundwater. Now let's explore how groundwater is created. Most of the groundwater comes from precipitation. Some of the water stays on the surface in lakes or rivers, but a large portion soak into the soil by the process called infiltration. If the ground is made of sand, water sinks in quickly. If it is heavy clay or solid pavement, the water can't get through and mostly stays on top. Once the water is inside the soil, it begins a slow downward crawl called percolation. It will move downwards until it hits a layer it can't pass through, like solid clay or bedrock. Now the water starts accumulating here. Here the water then piles up, filling every available gap in the soil and rock above that layer. This filled area is called the saturated zone, and the water in it is what we call groundwater. Alright, let's see how we can categorize groundwater. One of the most common classification of groundwater is into an unsaturated zone and saturated zone. This is based on the relative position of the water in the soil. The unsaturated zone is zone present between the land surface and the water table, and is also called as vadose zone. Here the spaces in the soil contain air as well as water. Next is the saturated zone. It is present below the unsaturated zone, and is also called a phreatic zone. Here the pore spaces in the soil are fully saturated with water. Water in the saturated zone moves slowly, primarily driven by gravity and hydraulic head. In the saturated zone, flow is mostly lateral and downward, unlike in the unsaturated zone where the water can move upward via evaporation or plant root uptake. That was about groundwater. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching.